The story begins by introducing Nakajima, who's being bullied by a fellow classmate. Nakajima claims to be talentless and believes it was a mistake that he was invited to a school of talented people with powers. Two new transfer students then join the class, Kyouya and Nana. Kyouya, acting extremely cunning, doesn't reveal his powers, whereas Nana introduces herself as that she can read minds. Nana becomes the favorite in the class from the get-go. The teacher then asks who wants to volunteer for the class rep role. Nana ends up saying Nakajima name, while the other volunteers decide to let their talents decide for them by battling. Just when Mogu is about to burn everyone to a crisp, Nakajima becomes the perfect human shield, nullifying his pyrokinesis in an instant. Nana takes Nakajima to the cliffside and thanks him as they hold hands. Nana suddenly pushes Nakajima off the edge as he dangles holding the rope, wondering why. It turns out Nana is actually talentless and has been sent by the secret organization to wipe out the talented, saying that Nakajima is going to be responsible for 1 million plus deaths alone in the future. It turns out the talent school is actually just a facility to keep them isolated and get rid of them, as there are no enemies of humanity threatening the world. As Nana carries on with her mission of wiping them all out, she meets up with Shibusawa, the one considered to have the best talent, being able to back in time. When the whereabouts of Nano stay unknown for long and the class starts getting suspicious of Nakajima missing, Shibusawa takes matters into his own hands. Going back in time over and over again with Nana by his side, he thinks that he's making progress, but Nana is there to take advantage of the toll his talent takes on his body. Since he gets nauseous going back 24 hours, she uses the now frozen pool as the perfect spot to carry out her purge, as he can't swim and drowned the following day with no one noticing him, as in the present time the ice has covered the lake. With Shibusawa out of the picture now, students are starting to get worried. Amidst all this commotion, Nana marks her next target, this time choosing Kyouya. However, Kyouya has done some research of his own. Jumping off the cliff to come back with Nano's watch just shows that he's serious. Kyouya invites Nana to his room. The two have a conversation over video games. She then bets it all on closing the window and turning on the stove for an entire day. As soon as Kyouya lights up the stove to heat milk for the cat, he's burnt in an explosion. It seems that Nana had the last laugh. However, Kyouya's power is him being immortal. Kyouya's suspicions of Nana have only deepened at this point. Later on, just when the atmosphere is enveloped by the eerie premonitions of the students getting taken out one by one, Michiru, being the love letter victim, and Nana knowing the fact that Kyouya is constantly on her tail, Nana decides to turn things around, stabbing herself from behind when that should be Michiru getting stabbed instead. Nana pretends it was the monster of humanity that attacked her. Michiru then uses her powers to heal Nana. Another student called Onodera arrives to call Nana out for what she's planning to do, as he knows of all the sins and her plan of what she's doing, as he has the powers to produce pictures from the future. He forces Nana to pretend to be Onodera's girlfriend. Nana has to think of something fast. One photo shows of her killing Onodera at 10 p.m. after all. So she just goes on and takes a picture of herself playing dead under the rope. The guy soon calls her out since the camera captured 4 photos instead of the usual 5. He calls her to the shed at 10 p.m. that night. Nana thinks that she's outsmarted the guy by unwinding his watch, but what's written will happen in the end. But this time, by a mere coincidence, Nana uses the poison needle at the perfect moment. Kyouya and Michiru make it to the scene just as one of the photos showed. They arrive at the scene. It would spell disaster for Nana, but Michiru's blind trust in Nana would make her rest at ease. Right when Onodera's funeral is underway, Shinji arrives and showcases his talent to make the dead come to life. Nana is adamant about taking him out first and foremost, but in doing so she finds out that the necromancer is, in fact, Yuka and not Shinji. This ends up Nana getting caught red-handed by the other two and her admitting to the killing spree going on the past couple days. With that out of the way, the duel between Nana and the Yuki-Shinji duo is on. But since Yuka is the necromancer controlling the island's corpses to shut Nana in, she leaves Nana in the shed till dawn, and that following night, Nana has unscrewed the bolts and pulled off a sneaky ambush from behind. She then threatens to throw Shinji's keepsake, a torn test paper, into the sea. Seeing this, Yuka gives Nana her needles back, following by her admitting to have first started the fire that killed Shinji. Right after killing Yuka, Nana runs into Habu. Having poisoned as her talent, she just reloaded her tank by consuming raw snakes and frogs. But she's an easy target, so Nana kills her after she tells her the pin to her phone. Since Hori and Habu are having a fight, Nana goes up and poisons the contacts that Habu borrowed from Kori. Later on, when a dead Kori is discovered, everyone gathers at the scene. It isn't long after that Kyouya figures it all out. Soon after, Kyouya calls to search for Nana, but to everyone's surprise, she has dealt with the phone the same time she dealt with Habu's corpse earlier. Later on, we see Michiru attempting to attack Nana, but that just turns out to be the unknown student, one who's an upperclassman now. Tachibana-jin survived the war that occurred 5 years ago on that island. Now knowing that all there's to Nana, he wishes to know her side of the story to keep his lips sealed. Right when Nana thinks that she has poisoned another foe, the guy's true colors appear. Right when it appears that Nana wouldn't be able to take out Jin, the girl makes a run for it. The next morning, she wakes up in a room with Michiru by her side. She then tells Michiru how she's been responsible for her family's death because she didn't lock the window after leaving for the store late at night. Right after this makes Nana question the situation, whether she's being told the truth or not. Nana then falls asleep and the characters wake up to a new dead body, this time Nana not being the one behind it. With Ryuji Ishii's death, Nana is trying to get to the bottom of it all. But after the alibis and all the investigating are over, Nana receives a new uniform from her teacher. The uniform has been sent by Michiru herself, and she makes it to Michiru's room only to find her in the shower. Nana doesn't waste this chance and starts looking around for clues. That is until Jin comes and tells Hiiragi Nana to check up on her new friend. Michiru hasn't been feeling well, but Nana is there by her side, trying her best to make her feel better. While the others are investigating the truth behind Ryuji's death, we see Nana in the same position. When Michiru wakes up, Nana asks her about Hitomi, to which she's amazed to hear how kind-hearted Michiru really is. That surely makes Nana question Michiru's supposed kill count list there on her phone. Later on, we see Nana and Michiru get closer and closer. Right after that, a certain Mr. Tsuruoka gives Nana a call telling her that the funds she'd been saving for the welfare of the other kids, like her, have been transferred to her relative's account. But the mystery of this new killer is still out there, and with Nana finally connecting the dots to bring Ritiru to the picture, it isn't long before Kyouya gets his hands on the real body to stop the astral form from stabbing Nana. A devastated Michiru tries to her hardest to save the Nana, dying in the process of doing so as the toll of using her powers that intense while reviving Nana. Nana suddenly starts crying as Michiru is the one true friend she made. And that is the end of the anime recap. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. See you next time.